nyo, pwede na pong ilagay sa kontrata yun, pwede na pong pag-agrihan nung kasambahay and the employer. Okay? To check those instances that may happen in the future.
Attorney, hinahanap ko dito sa ating Q&A, in line doon sa question ni kasamang Tigna. Paano nga kung nangyari po na gano'n, na gumastos ka na for her or him, tapos umalis siya, tapos may kontrata, hahabulin ngayon ng employer yung kasambahay. Ano po naman ang, pwede ba niyang ikaso ito? O pwede ba niyang i-compel na pabalikin at magtrabaho ulit?
Ganito kasi yan, bago natin sagutin yung last na question mo, if you look at the provisions of the law, coverage with SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig is made only when the employee is already rendering service for 1 month. 1 month, para nga to do away with all of those yung mga problema na ganon. So only after 1 month is the employer required to submit and to cover or to register their kasambahay with SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. So paano kung let's say for example after a month pinasok mo siya, you complied with the provisions of the law, despite of that umalis pa rin, then that is a subject of mandatory conciliation mediation before our office under our single entry approach. Pwede po silang dumulog. Hindi lang po yung kasambahay ang pwedeng humingi ng tulong sa Department of Labor and Employment, even the employer. So we do conduct conciliation mediation on all of those labor issues.
Okay. Next question, si kasamang Jen. Magkakapangalan na kasi kaya nalito-lito na ako eh. Jen. Sige.
Attorney, pagpaumanhin po nyo kung maitatanong ko tong question na to, hindi po ba sa tingin natin, sa tingin ko po, na napakaluwag po nitong batas na to, lalo na po dito sa probinsya, na hindi po ba pwede na yung mga employer is automatic na kapag kailangan nila ng katulong, mag-a-apply po sila sa DOLE, hindi po sa barangay. Hindi po sa barangay. Kasi kung titingnan po natin, hindi po ba obligasyon ng Department of Labor na alamin kung sino po ba yung mga employer na kailangan ng may mga katulong? O kung pa sila, may kakayanan po ba sila na tumupad sa batas na ito bago po magkaroon ng lisensya na kumuha ng katulong nila?
Kung titingnan po ninyo yung provision ng batas, there is that provision for private employment agencies, yung PEA. Ito po, nire-regulate po talaga ito ng Department of Labor and Employment, kagaya rin ng other recruitment agencies. Although yung specific rules regarding PEAs hindi pa po naipapalabas, pero there is that provision under our law granting authority for private employment agencies as a conduit for hiring kasambahays. Pwede po silang mag-provide, or if you are an employer, you can either directly hire a kasambahay or go to a private employment agency for you to be provided a kasambahay. Nakalagay po yan sa batas natin. Siguro in the future, yung tanong ninyo na DOLE will provide list, siguro magagawa natin yan in the future. Okay? But since bago-bago pa po yung batas, pina-fine-tune pa rin natin lahat kung ano yung mga obligasyon ng other stakeholders and other agencies involved dito sa batas kasambahay. So hopefully we may address those issues of yours in the future. Thank you.
O baka sa susunod na, Sir Reggie, sa ating mga job fair, kasama na yung requirement ng kasambahay.
Actually nga po, dun sa IRR, meron po tayong, the DOL is mandated when we do conduct a jobs fair of a one-stop shop registration.
Okay.
So hindi pa po natin nagagawa, Reg, hindi pa. But in the future job fairs that we will be conducting, siguro we will be inviting all the stakeholders, the SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, the ILG for its registration, and other agencies, as named in the law, for a one-stop shop provision of services. Okay.
Si Follow up? Sige, follow up muna and
Attorney,
then
kung
mamaya si
magkakaroon
Kasama
po ng ganun, attorney, na programa, i-open po ba sa lahat po ng employer? Or yung pong jobs fair halimbawa, i-open po yun sa
Of course,
lahat ng
that's for
employer?
the public. That's for the public. Oo.
So paano po yung seguridad po na itong employer na to kung on the spot po nanguha po ng katulong na wala pa po tayong kaalaman kung sino po itong employer na to, attorney?
Ah, well, as in other job fairs conducted by the office, there are checks naman, di ba? There are administrative checks being done by the office to determine, particularly the identities of these employers. So, ang presumption lang kasi diyan pagka dumaan siya sa PEA or referred by DOLE is that there is that legitimacy, on the part of the employer. So yung identity niya is not questionable. Okay?
Okay. Si Kasama
Okay.
Benji.
Yeah, suggestion lang ito, attorney. While the PIA through this program is doing our best to reach out to our viewers and listeners, and of course the members of the media, especially mga members ng iClub, we are doing our best also to reach out, if only to disseminate this information. I'm suggesting to Reggie nga na I think the Department of Labor should enter into a sort of a working relationship with the local government units. Nang gagawin lang ng labor is to request the LGU na just to call siguro kahit na konti lang na meeting ng mga employers in their respective areas and yung makasambahay, and then at one time na i-explain natin kung ano yung mga kwan nito. Kasi it's not enough. Definitely there will be problems kasi especially bagong batas ito. And we are used to so many laws or mga traditions sa pagtanggap ng makasambahay. So I think this can be a good occasion para magkaroon ng interaction. From there, we will know ano bang feelings ng mga kasambahay. Ano naman ang feelings siguro ng mga employers, di ba? Mauuna si Digna dyan sa Tuguegarao. Di ba, Diggs? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sige po, magandang suggestion po yan. And gagawin po natin yan.
Thank you very much, Attorney. Bago si Kasamang Jene, gusto ko munang marinig ang boses siguro ng ilang pa mga kasamaan natin. Kung meron silang concern, si Kasamang Sim, Kasamang Munding, at si Kasamang Sandy. Pero mamaya pa daw. Sige, si Kasamang Jene na muna.
Sir, wala po ba tayong activity na parang monitoring, yung parang yung on-the-spot na inspection, especially sa mga, halimbawa, igig sana, no? Na especially during Saturday, Sunday, na nandun yung mga amo, na yung pupuntahan natin sila na bibiglain na na-enroll mo muna ba yung katulong mo. Kasi may tendency po yan na, pag may nagtanong na sabihin nyo na i-enroll ko na kayo kung sasabihin nyo na pwede kayong umalis, pwede lang naman akong kumuha ng katulong. Yung mga ganong dialogues po ng mga amo na parang just to say so na they are following the rules, ganun yung sasabihin sa katulong. So is there a way, sir, na parang yung mga katulong naman na to yung on the spot ba na hindi pwedeng pagtakpan ng mga amo nila yung mga irregularities nila, sir?
Actually, there is already a plan by the leadership of the department to include as one of the establishments, or one of a subject of inspection na yung mga employers na may kasambahay. Okay, na may kasambahay. That's why we are into this registration system para po in the future mapasyalan din ng mga inspectors natin yung mga nandun sa list, yung mga nag-hire or may kasambahay to check whether they are indeed complying or not with the provisions of the kasambahay law. We are now planning, the department is now planning to include as subject of inspection pagka siguro natapos na natin nakumpleto na natin yung listings, But as of this time, hindi pa siguro kasi hindi pa feasible, wala pa tayong mga listings. But the department is now planning to do that, to conduct inspection, okay? Whenever there are employers, okay, or household helpers, isa subject na rin natin ng inspection yan.
Okay. Si Kasamang Glan.
Opo, thank you, Kasamang Ber. Attorney, halos lahat po sa atin can identify dun sa experience, whether good or bad, sa mga kasambahay. And there are kasambahays na talagang they stick with the family kahit tumanda na sila or kahit nagkaroon ng pamilya, parang talagang kapamilya mo na rin dahil sa tiwala. And dun ho sa tanong ni Mami Diggs kanina about yung nag-a-advance, meron din ng mga experience kasi na yung magulang ang kumukuha ng sweldo every month or meron pong percentage na kumbaga wala nang right yung mismong kasambahay dun sa sarili niyang kinikita kasi kailangan ng mga kapatid. Ano po yung sinasaad ng batas dito tungkol po sa ganong sitwasyon?
If you apply strictly the law, wages or salaries of kasambahay should go directly to them. Okay? Of course, kahit ilang taon na siya, of course there are exemptions to these provisions of law. Like for example, somebody is authorized by the kasambahay himself to receive for in her behalf yung sahod niya. But generally, it should go directly to the kasambahay. Kasi may provision dyan na the employer should not interfere with how the kasambahay use his salary or her salary. And the salary should go directly to her. Of course, except when someone is authorized by the kasambahay to receive for in her behalf her salary. But generally, diretso yan sa kasambahay. Okay?
Okay. Kasamang Jeanette. Si kasamang Tigna.
Iano ko lang po, yung nabanggit po ninyo kanina na it is a guarantee na kung manggagaling, halimbawa, magkakaroon po naman ng jobs fair at kasama na ang pag-hire ng mga katulong, sabi po ninyo, it is a guarantee na malalaman ninyo kung ano yung background ng isang kasambahay. Kasi nabanggit kanina ni Jen, papaano niya malalaman yung background ng employer. Same true with the kasambahay na kailangan mo. I think hindi po guarantee na porque nagpalista po sa Department of Labor and Employment, totally alam po ninyo 100% ang background ng isang kasambahay. Kasi kung titignan po natin, sir, katulad po ng mga agency for abroad, itong ating mga recruitment agencies, may mga nakalista sa Department of Labor and Employment, sorry to say, kasi naka-register nga sa Department of Labor and Employment, pagdating mo ng Metro Manila, nowhere to be found, yung pong address.
Well, I just want to correct that statement. Hindi po guarantee yung sinabi ko. It is a presumption. Presumption. No, ang natatanda ko is, pagka dumang kasi sa DOLE yan, or private employment agencies, there is a presumption of legitimacy. Yun yung sinabi ko. It's not a guarantee kasi it's very, very difficult to guarantee, which is beyond your control kung minsan. But there is that presumption of legitimacy. Yun yung sinabi ko, presumption of legitimacy.
Okay. At dito sa ating pong Q&A, ipasingit ko lang din, kanina kasi is na pag-usapan natin yung cities and first class and then the municipalities. Of course, in the Region 2, we have 4 cities, if included na ang Ilagan City sa list po ninyo. Ilagan City, Santiago City, Kawayan City, and Tuguegarao City, of course. And then sa first class municipalities kasi, meron sa list po ninyo, yung medyo doubtful tayo kasi dito, wala ang Apari, meron ang Baggao, meron ang Gataran, meron ang Claveria, Lalo, of course, first class siya. Peñablanca is first class. Solana is meron siya. So parang medyo, merong 12, hindi ko nakita. Merong 12, 312. So attorney, paano po ito? Kailangan po ba, kasi baka mamaya yung mga taga-apari magre-reklamo. Wala sa listahan ninyo.
Well, hindi lang po kayo nakapansin dyan. Kahit kami sa departamento, napansin din namin yan. And it's high time siguro to request some corrective measures
Yes, okay.
On that particular agency na responsible
Yes.
in classifying towns as first class or et cetera.
Okay.
So we will be coordinating with that specific agency or whoever that agency is to at least correct kung meron man and to include those omitted.
Opo.
Well
Thank you,
taken po
Attorney.
yan. Na kuwan din namin yan na obserbahan din namin yan at mabuti nga na nakita rin ninyo para po ma-cure kung ano man yung defect doon sa listings natin. Para ma-correct kung ano man yung defect yan sa listings natin.
Okay. Hindi lang natin alam kung tayo ang hindi updated or ito ang hindi updated. Si kasamang Munding Pancha.
Tama yan. Yun din ang tanong ko sana kanina. Same observation with Oliver and attorney. Sana i-correct itong DILG. And then yung mga ikakalat na ganitong mga Q&As, na ganitong mga informative material, dapat region-wide na lang siya. Instead of whole Philippines yung nakalagay dito.
Localize siya.
Ng
Oo.
city, magkano yung rate, class A, di ba?
Oo. Ipasagot natin sa Labor Communication Officer. Ano? Do you have a plan na i-localize ito sa Reggie?
Siguro magkakaroon muna tayo ng workshop sa ating mga heads. Tapos ilo-localize natin yung Q&A na yan kasamang Oliver.
Okay, thank you. Si kasamang Jene, si kasamang TJ. Kasamang Jene muna.
Ako kasi is pro kasambahay kasi ako eh. Itong ano ko is pro-employer.
Kaya pala kanina, yung concern niya, tapos ikaw concern mo.
Yes,
Tuluhan talaga ninyong
oo,
dalawa.
kasi-
Buti na lang pumagitna ang taga-Kalinga at taga-Olongapo. Sige.
Sir, hanggang saan po yung extent ng control ng employer, especially po doon sa paggamit niya ng cellphone? Halimbawa, pwede ba niyang i-capture within working hours? And then, just in case na ang isang employer, inutusan niya yung katulong niya, halimbawa na, tapyasin yung puno or umakyat, putulin, ayusin yung ano. Tapos bigla siyang nahulog at nagkaroon ng medyo surgery, operation. Hanggang saan po yung extent ng help ng kanyang employer?
First, dun po sa communication, ano, yan, napag-uusapan naman yan. Di ba? Pwede mo namang pagbawalan. Ano ba yung normal na ginagawa kasi natin, di ba? Habang nagtatrabaho, hindi naman pwedeng nakikipag-usap ka sa phone. So that is ano. Oo. Pero kung naiirita ka, it is your right to caution the employee. To caution the employee not to do all of those things kasi that might affect his efficiency in the performance of her duties and responsibilities. Now for the second question, yeah. Mhm.
Pag nadisgrasya
Again,
po.
that is why it is already mandatory, on the part of the employer to enroll or to cover his employees with SS, PhilHealth and Pag-ibig for that so that in instances like this, there are accidents, in the workplace, it's no longer the employer that will shoulder medicines, hospitalizations, etc., etc. Yes. No. Yung sick leave kasi nowhere in the provision of the law, okay, where a kasambahay is entitled to sick leave. The only leave benefits given to our kasambahay under the law is the 5 days service incentive leave. But that may be used for sick or for vacation leave. 5 days, provided that the employee or the house helper already rendered service for 1 year. So, magagamit lang niya yung 5 days service incentive na yan after rendering service for 1 year. So kung wala pa siyang 1 year, wala pa siyang leave benefits. Okay? Gusto ko lang din linawin itong leave benefits, particularly itong 5 days service incentive leave kasi unlike in regular undertakings or in normal undertakings, normal establishments, in other establishments, yung SIL kasi, yung service incentive leave is commutable yan or it is convertible into its cash, namomonetize yan at the end of the year kung hindi nagamit. Pero under the kasambahay law, there is no provision of monetization if the 5 days service incentive leave is not used by the kasambahay. So, use it or lose it. Yun yung nasa law natin. Okay?
Please,
Non-cumulative
microphone.
din. Hindi rin pwedeng ipunin. Hindi rin pwedeng ipunin. Okay?
Pero sir, nakalagay dito yung offsetting eh. Ano yung kwanong offsetting? Kasi baka
Okay.
ma-interpret nila na gano'n. O sige, hindi ako mag-day off nga hanggang November. Pero buong December dapat babakasyon ako.
Well, depende kung nag-agree sila and that is part of their agreement.
Kasi may offsetting.
may offsetting dyan,
Oo, meron
may
nabasa
offsetting
ko.
dyan na, for example, i-waive niya yung hindi ako rest day or magde-day off ng 1 month. O 5 days na yon, di ba? 5 days. Gamitin ko na lang in one time na kwan. Pwede yon, provided that the employer, of course, assented, okay, to that proposal of the employer. Kasi there is no agreement if one party decided not to agree, di ba? Or not to accept the proposal. So, there must be an agreement between the parties. Although the law provides for offsetting, is still subject to the agreement of the
both.
parties.
Okay. Kasamang TJ.
Wala na tayong oras. 3 po.
Meron pa.
Minsanan na lang po. Doon sa agency na magkakaroon po ng agency, let's say Ben and TJ Kasambahay Agency. Ano po yung obligasyon
Parang nagbabalak
Oo,
kayo,
ano
no? Ano daw
Ano
ang
bang obligasyon niya?
obligasyon nila?
Yung, pisahan yung, sir, sa DOL, ilan na po ang nag-register sa inyo na may kasambahay? At
Parang
saka,
katulayan ang
oh,
nakunan area yan.
yung pong driver saka labandera, ano pong level po yon? Considered po ba na kasambahay?
Yung labandera po, ano, kung titignan ninyo,
Kasi regular po, weekly. Napupunta.
Okay.
hindi po. Ang sinasabi, if you look at the definition of a kasambahay, ano, or domestic worker, ano, sinasabi diyan na one who performs domestic work only occasional. No, that's part of the exception. Okay.
Pero sir, yung sinasabi niyang driver, it's not covered
No,
yata?
drivers are not
Letter
covered
B of
kasi
number 2.
nakalagay diyan. Drivers
siya
are not
covered.
covered. Ang those covered only are those who regularly performs domestic work, ano, in one household or on occupational basis. So, dapat regular 'yon na trabaho niya. For him to be for her to be covered under the provisions of 10361. Drivers are excluded. There is that specific provision excluding drivers, ano?
Weekly na pumapasok naman.
Laundry person, letter
Hindi rin
A, covered siya.
Covered po, covered po.
yung labandera mo.
Laundry
pero yung
person.
driver ang hindi.
Yung driver po ang hindi.
Leave out arrangement, sabi
Ang
dito
kasambahay
eh.
kasi is whether live in or live out. Provided that it is regular yung trabaho
Regular
niya
ang
sa'yo.
service.
Regular yung trabaho niya sa'yo.
Halimbawa, everyday siyang naglalaba, pumupunta sa inyo, pero umuwi siya after maglaba. Yun pa rin yun. Sakop siya.
Laundry persons are covered.
Oo. Okay, last two
So
questions.
yung may-ari po ng agency, sir, ano po yung obligasyon?
Okay. Doon sa kung ang kasambahay is hired through a private employment agency, ano? May mga obligasyon po yung private employment agency, ano? Like for example, see to it na yung employer hindi kaduda-duda yung pagbibigyan niya nung kasambahay, ano? Bali siya po yung mangangalaga dun sa kapakanan ng kasambahay in as far as employment contract is concerned. So, yung execution ng employment contract and the terms and conditions of the employment contract is under the supervision of the private employment agency. Private employment agency. And the private employment agency pagka may mga expenses, for example, like the transportation, ano, in getting the kasambahay and then in delivering that kasambahay to the place of work, chargeable against the against the employer yon. Okay? Against the employer.
Okay. Last question, si kasamang Digna.
Yes, saan po magfo-fall ang isang working student?
Well, magfo-fall po dyan doon sa
Kasi kung titignan natin, sir, ang isang working student, hindi po siya full-time na nagtatrabaho. Pero ginagastusan mo yung kanyang pag-aaral.
Pero nagtatrabaho sa loob ng bahay mo.
Nagtatrabaho pero hindi lahat ng trabaho na gagawa niya.
magfo-fall po dyan doon po sa section 3, ano, letter A, child under foster family arrangement.
Sako pa rin siya, sir.
Pero wala na siyang sahod kasi that's part of the services. Bigyan mo siya ng baon, ikaw ang mag-shoulder ng expenses ng schooling niya, ganun.
But still, you have to register that one. Sa SSS niya, pag-ibig niya and everything.
No, they are not
Hindi na
covered
siya.
with SSS kasi they are
Hindi
not
na siya.
kasambahay. They are not considered as kasambahay.
Sir, pero, okay, clarify natin. Yung letter F kasi dito, working children or domestic workers 15 years and above below 18 years of age. Letter F. Yun nga lang, hindi siya working student. Hindi student
Working
ang
children
term.
yan, working children. Yan
Magkaiba
yung,
sila.
hindi sila student yan. They are kasambahay because they are working children. Only that, they are defined as such because of their age. 15 but not more than 18. But they are kasambahay.
Kasambahay.
Iba po yung sa working student. So working student. Kasi magfo-fall yan under dun sa foster care. Na it's the employer that shoulders the baon, the schooling, etc., etc.
Okay. Or in local term, Scholar. Yun, sinasabi nila. Scholar. Okay. Oh, may humahabol pa. Sige, last question before we end this lively discussion. Okay?
Sir, nung lumabas na po itong batas na to, allowed na rin po ba ang private entity na magkaroon ng private agency para po sa pag-hire ng local kasambahay, sir?
As of now, wala pa tayong kasi they should register, no? They should secure a registration from DOLE or a license from DOLE. As of now, wala pa po tayong nabibigyan ng lisensya, no? Na private employment agencies engage in providing kasambahay, okay? Kasambahay to employers. But the BWSC or one of the bureaus of the Department of Labor and Employment is now fine-tuning yung pong regulations with respect to private employment agencies.
So, start na po. Tumatanggap na po kayo, if ever, na meron pong lumalapit sa inyo yung sa mga private employment agencies.
Hinihintay po natin. What we are applying now, with regards private employment agencies, kasi wala pang specific rule on that, is yung PRPA rules or the private recruitment and placement agencies. But under the law, this is separate from the PEA or the private employment agencies. Yung rules and regulations for private employment agencies is not yet out. So it is still on the drafting stage. But if there are applications, ang ginagamit muna natin ngayon, kasi identical naman yan, yung private recruitment and placement agencies and private employment agencies, ang ginagamit muna nating rules is that applicable to private recruitment and placement agencies.
Hanggang kailan po kaya lalabas dun sa
Well, hopefully soonest.
Okay. Alam kong naliwanagan tayo dito sa ating batas sa kasambahay or yung ating pong Republic Act number 10361. At ito, isa pong napatunayan ko dito sa ating pong discussion ngayong umaga. Pagdating pala sa batas, ay marami tayong mga pwedeng itanong at pwedeng sabihin. Naging lively ang ating discussion. But we do hope na naintindihan ito ng ating mga employers at of course ang mga kasambahay, kung meron silang katanungan, andyan si Sir Reggie at saka si Attorney Aquino na sasagot sa kanila. Kung hotline number for this daw, kung sakaling merong magtatanong, Sir Reggie.
Kasamang Oliver, magtatalaga ang ating Office ng Batas Kasambahay, focal person sa bawat probinsya. So meron tayong focal person sa probinsya ng Quirino, sa Nueva Vizcaya, sa Isabela at sa Cagayan. At dito sa regional office, pwedeng tawagan ang 8440133. Yan ang ating gagawing hotline dito sa Batas Kasambahay, kasamang Oliver.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Sir, your message.
Well, again, thank you for this opportunity given to us in informing our constituents of the salient features of the Batas Kasambahay Law. And in behalf of the leadership of the office, we would like to extend, of course, our thanks to our friends from the media in helping us disseminate provisions of the law pertaining to house helpers. As Reggie had said, meron po tayong mga hotlines and there are already designated Batas Kasambahay focal persons in every province. So kung meron pong mga katanungan, yung pong mga viewers natin, yung mga kababayan natin, magpunta lang po sila, kung wala silang mga telepono, magpunta lang po sila sa pinakamalapit na DOL Field or Provincial Office. Or tumawag po sa 844-2728, 844-0133 or 844-5516. Yan po yung gagawin nating hotline. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Attorney Erwin Aquino, ang labor arbiter ng Department of Labor and Employment Region 2, and of course, si Ginoong Reginald Estioco, ang Labor Communication Officer ng DOLE. At syempre, thank you very much din sa ating mga kasamahan at sa kinakasamang Jenny Limos, kasamang Lani Perez Digna Pagulayan, Munding Pancha, TJ Tudao, and of course, Simba Dilan. At syempre sa ating mga kasamahan sa Philippine Information Agency at sa University of St. Louis. Sa kalan po ng ating Regional Director, Director Purita Eslicas, ito po muli ang inyong lingkod, Oliver Tamayo Bakay. Maraming salamat. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat.